Am I online? All right. Hey, everybody. Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media here. I want to give everyone a quick update on what's going on regarding Africa and the trip to Mauritania. Now, I'm just going to let some people tune in. There was previously a video I tried to do on this, and it just kind of cut out and froze, and hopefully everything works out this time. Anyway, as we wait for a few people to tune in, make sure to press like and share and keep this video in the algo so that people actually see it as YouTube cracks down on us, cracks the whip on us. And of course, for those interested, we do have a Bitcoin address that keeps us alive as, again, we're being crazy cracked down on. It's getting really ridiculous. But anyway, I see that some people are tuning in, so I will get right to it. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. As many of you guys know, I am heading to the Richat structure in Mauritania because if I don't do it, no one else will. I mean, I can't say I want to go. In fact, I am kind of freaked out by the whole thing. It's scaring the hell out of me, and honestly, I'd be an idiot to not be seriously terrified about going there. Now, the people in the country seem very nice. Everyone that goes there seems to be completely fine when they go there, and everything's just, no one has any problems. And I mean, incidents are rather low. But let me just add this. I've been all over North America, all over Canada, all over the United States, I've been in many places in Mexico. And I've seen third world, situations a few times in Mexico where it was incredibly alarming. Nicest people in these places treated me with the utmost respect, more than I find in, suburban neighborhoods by far. But with that said, I have never been outside of North America, and my first trip is Mauritania. Where I will be going into the Richat structure to do some studying as to what is going on there. We do have some very exciting news. I have to be very careful about what I say, though, for my own safety. Obviously, just to be safe, just to be, smart. There's certain things I can't say. There's certain things that can put me in a lot of danger if I do say. I will not release when I'm going. I will not release, where I'm going to be, where I'm going to be staying and all that. I see some messages in the chat. I cannot say where I'm going to be staying, anything like that. With that said, I am willing to take some questions about it. People have to realize I'm a complete amateur. I'm not an archaeologist. I've never even been in the field of archaeology at all. I'm just a very interested person, someone who has read countless books on ancient lost civilizations. I've seen that the theory that Graham Hancock and Robert Schoch and Robert Bauval and, Randall Carlson and all these other people, Brian Forster, of course, put forward far outweighs what the mainstream academics are saying. Absolutely over the top evidence that's compiled to the point where all these little things come together, and it's incredibly important to really research this and find ways to get this into the mainstream, find ways to make new discoveries, while so many governments around the world crack down on people's ability to make those discoveries. Aaron Honch sent $2. Hi, be safe, please come back healthy and in one piece. I hope so. I would be I'm very happy to think about, actually getting back into the United States afterwards and being in one piece. There are many things that are scaring the hell out of me with this whole thing, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, but when no one is willing to go to these places, someone needs to do something. I saw Bright Insight's video, who of course highlighted the work of Natalis Rosen as well, from the film Visiting Atlantis. And the theory is so incredible. Now, I'm not going there to confirm bias. I'm not going there to say, this is it, and we'll only report on the things that fit our, dialogue. I'm going there to find the truth. One way or another, if I disprove the theory accidentally by proving, maybe the volcanic theory and all that kind of stuff about the Richat structure, good. No one else has. No one has done a comprehensive study of the area. People have gone there. People have looked at the rock a little bit. We are doing a full survey that is going to be it's historic. No one has ever done this before in the Richat structure. We will come back with information that it might be inconclusive, but nonetheless, we will have more information on the Richat structure than ever before. That is a for sure thing. So I'm going to be researching a whole bunch of coordinates. I'm going to be doing some scientific studies. I can't go into too much about exactly what I am doing, but I have been talking with people on the ground in Mauritania. I've been making some plans. I was recommended someone to talk to by Natalie Rosen from Visiting Atlantis, who gave me a great contact out there who is going to keep me safe. And multiple people are coming with me, so I'm not doing this alone by any at all. I mean, there's going to be people. I'm going to be crediting the hell out of a lot of people when I get back. But with that said, I appreciate the culture out there. I appreciate the people out there. I've heard nothing but good stuff about the people living in Mauritania. Extremely nice people. I'm going to go into it with as much excitement and need for or ambition for knowledge and new information. So that's what it's all about for me. I just want to find new discoveries that will change the story as we know it. I see Code Red Cud sent 2,500 CLP. I do not know what CLP is. But I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Those super chats go a long, long way, and I really that helps a lot as we're being shadow banned. So I'm really excited about this. This is going to be amazing. Code Red Cud said, "Stay safe. Knowledge is power and dangerous," and that is true. And like the thing is, when I make a promise, like I made the promise before I actually looked into the country. But I stick to a promise. If I end up getting killed because of it, that's because I'm too honest for my own good. And this has been a problem many times in the past that's affected me negatively. But I want to bring honest information to people that changes people's paradigms and changes people's outlook on how the world works and the history of humanity and civilization. And these stories that we're told are myths, which there's so much evidence that ties it to reality. And I mean, this is something that I've been looking into for a long time, but then going into Graham Hancock's books and breaking through all those incredible facts that he lists in Fingerprints of the Gods, Underworld, as well as Magicians of the Gods. Just incredible. Robert Schoch's book on the Sphinx, I think it's Mysteries of the Sphinx or something like that. I forget the exact name of it, but incredible book he wrote with Robert Bauval. I've gone through incredible information in there, and very, in a way, it's kind of academic. It's information that most people might have to read a sentence like 3 times over to really understand it. Darth Shady says, "Hi, Josh. Hello. Good to see you." Big issue here. I have to get certain shots. I have to get a yellow fever vaccine to get into the country and to get back to my country afterwards. And just for safety reasons, obviously malaria tablets, because my grandfather had malaria in World War II, and the last thing I want in the world is malaria. That would be quite terrible. The dangers of the medication are outweighed by the dangers of not taking them in that case. Look, I'm not, you know me, I'm very all-natural, organic kind of person, but there's certain things that I'm not going to take a risk on for the sake of already taking a huge risk going into a country like Mauritania and going all over the place. There's that part of me that feels like I'm not going to be alive in a month, and it's been kind of bugging me. Like, I'm usually in a really good mental place, but like I just drove to Las Vegas from Canada, and the whole way there, I kept hitting me in the mind, like, man, there's more of a chance of me not being alive in a month than there's ever been in my life. But I want to find information and expose this information. And if I end up debunking what I believe, good. That is the truth. That is the root of it. Rika the Hopeful Voluntarist says, it will be an amazing adventure. Imagine all you might find. I completely agree. And like 90% chance it's going to go all well. There's a 10% chance that it won't. All I know is that I've made it clear that if anything happens to me, I am backing up as much footage from this documentary as possible. I've been blogging for days as I travel, everything I do, getting prepared for this. And I want to document everything. And if anything happens to me, this documentary must be made. A few people have the information necessary to access the video footage that I'm putting in backup drive. Actually, a Google and Dropbox, and I'm making copies in several places. So if anything happens to me, make sure, guys, push it. This documentary gets made one way or another. I am not dying for nothing. But anyway, I'm sure I'll be fine. It's been messing with me mentally a little bit lately, just the thought of what could happen. But it's just the fear usually far outweighs the reality. Though every now and then the reality is underrepresented compared to the fears are warranted. That's what I mean. I'm on pills right now because I got a crazy flu the other day, or a couple weeks ago, about a week ago actually. Thankfully, Tim Pashot, our new contributor here at WAM, was able to get a bunch of videos up. We still have a bunch more to post. I got a video that I did in Canada before I headed down here as well. So that is going to be good. All is going to be good. But it's as far as that goes, I got sick. I got a sore throat at the same time. That sore throat I've followed up with, a cough that just came out of nowhere. And because I have lung problems, the cough often turns into lung infections, that kind of stuff. So my big issue right now is I have to take antibiotics to get rid of this as fast as I can. But at the same time, then I have to go and take, yellow fever vaccine and malaria tablets. So it's not going to be a very nice month or two for me. It's going to be I'm going within the next 2 or so months. I can say that. I'm not going to say when though. So it's really hard to say. There's so much I'm not able to say on here just for the sake of safety. Keisha Rhinestone says, I really enjoyed Tim's interview with David Morgan. Yep, awesome interviews. He's doing a great job, and really looking forward to all that. Keep it all in check, him and John, while I'm in Africa, because you'll notice the thumbnails are going to look totally different and all that kind of stuff. The editing is totally different. Give them some benefit. I've been editing since I was 7 years old, and I've read so many books on marketing to get this stuff out there. Tim is doing an amazing job with interviews. He's incredibly knowledgeable, way smarter than me in so many ways. And John as well. He's going to be doing some videos with Tim. They're going to be posting stuff on here. It's going to look a little bit different. It might not be as glossy as usual, but it's good content. It's going to be good content. Let's see. Mr. Valgard says, can you say with who you're going? I can say one person that's going with me, which is Anam Pashenta, which I mentioned in the original video. Look, the Richat structure, the main island part is 23.5 kilometers around, which is exactly what Plato mapped out in Stadia. And then at the same time, there's the Atlas Mountains, the Sea of Atlas, the Atlantic Ocean right around there. There's King Atlas of Mauritania. And then Atlantis is literally translated from the island of Atlas. And with the elevation and with plate tectonics pushing up a certain piece of land, which you could see when you look at Africa from the sky, and of course all the sand of the Sahara came from the ocean, we have to do a lot of testing on the water coming up to that point and the elevated part of Atar and Udain and those places around the Richat having been a part of this island where water came in. We are going to be doing tests that can prove one way or another if this was an island, where the bedrock is, all that kind of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. That is going to be great. AK27ZZ says, are you bringing security? We will be secure as we can be on our budget, but we will be secure. I'm holding back so much. I got a crazy dry cough that has been really hard to get around, been keeping me up all night. But anyway, yeah, so we'll see how that goes. There's so much that plays together with lost ancient civilizations, a flood, Cadiz or Cadiz, which is Atlas's brother, because Atlas was twin brothers with Cadiz, and Cadiz is what they used to call Spain, and there's still a port town called that, and it's right above the Pillars of Hercules, the Strait of Gibraltar, at Morocco, where Libya and all those places used to come to, in Mauritania. So there's so much that plays into this. Egypt being an offshoot of Atlantis, this idea that Atlantis was made up by Plato, even though Herodotus made a map a couple years before Plato was born, showing Atlantis in the spot of Mauritania. So look, if we can prove that it wasn't that is still information that we need. And if no one else is willing to do it, I will. I will go there. I will document it. I'm already going to Turkey and Iraq in the next year as well. I don't know what I've gotten myself into. Oh man, sometimes I just long for those days of being a kid and not having to, and having, being dependent. But a part of freedom is responsibility, and taking that responsibility and doing something with your life. What do you regret the most on your deathbed? Do you regret things that you did? Going places, nearly dying? Or do you regret the things you didn't do when you had the chance? We must use this beautiful thing called life to do as much as we humanly can with our lives. We are miracles of being. And we could, each and every one of us, change the history of the world. And if we're just going to take that for granted and push it to the side and stick to whatever makes us comfortable in the meantime, we don't get anything done. I started this channel after I had a good job that paid a lot of money. I quit it. Everyone thought I was crazy, and rightly so. I just worked on this media, built it. It took years. I almost went homeless. Just proof I didn't do this for money. If I did, I'd be like a leftist or a conservative one way or another. I would be more mainstream and I get more money. This isn't about money. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. I have a passion, and I want to take risks in life to make new changes in the world around me. And if I don't do it, who else will? Why are we waiting for other people to do things? It goes back to a great quote by John Lennon. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. I am not going to let my life waste away. I'm 24 years old. I want to do as much as I can. I want to do 40 times more on average than what a normal person does in their entire lifetime by the time I'm 30. I'm working really hard to get there. Obviously, there's stress levels that I have to watch out about, but I just think it's really important that we make the best of this life that we have. Without that, what are we doing? I mean, families, that's a great part. Having kids, that is amazing. That provides for the world new lives, which is a beautiful, amazing, incredible, miraculous thing. But I mean, as far as jobs go, focus on what we can do to not just change our own lives, but change the lives around us and leave this world slightly better, if not more interesting at the very least, than it was when we got into it. But I don't know. I'm seeing some. I'm going to Iraq because I actually found out that parts of Iraq are actually an amazing, beautiful country without problems for the most part in Iraqi Kurdistan. Where they're putting up resorts, and it's completely shielded from the media, and we're all told by the government it's incredibly dangerous, which it is in a lot of the country. But there's a lot of Iraq that is absolutely amazing and must see, and I've been talking to people who say it's one of the best places they've ever been in their life, people who've been to 100 or so countries in the world. I keep hearing Iraqi Kurdistan is the best place they've ever been. Erbil, and through the mountainous regions and canyons, apparently it's amazing. So that's why I'm going to Iraq. I always told myself it's the last place I'll ever go alongside Afghanistan and, Pakistan and Libya and all those places until I really looked into it. I'm like, wow, it's quite amazing. But yes, the United States destroyed Iraq for years. There's no doubt about it. They have made it an incredibly dangerous place, but they're starting to rebuild, and individuals are starting to rebel, and the media is not talking about it. So I want to go there and see it for myself. And I've seen countless people, white people, Christians, you name it, from the West, that have hitchhiked across Iraq and they're completely fine. So I think we're being fed a lot of fear, which is why I'm not sure what to think about Mauritania before I go, because according to every government in the world, do not go. Code red. Don't go unless you absolutely have to. Basically, gun to your head, you have to go. And yet I keep seeing people who go there and they're like, this is an amazing, brilliant country. There's many problems, but it's a beautiful place, amazing people, and all that kind of stuff. So just certain things culturally that um, I have to accept while I'm there, and I have to abide by while I'm there for sake of self, preservation, which comes without or goes without saying. Um, so anyway, governments, the most murderous entity in the world, are telling me not to go to a place because I might get murdered. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, if there have been more kidnappings, technically, by far, by thousands in the United States and in Mauritania in recent years. So there's also that. I don't know. I am really deep down concerned, scared about this whole thing. I am scared for my life, but I'm also far more ambitious to provide something for the world, do something. And if I just keep putting it off, I don't want to just sit inside making videos all the time. I love doing it, but I need to bring something new to the people. Other than talking about how much I love freedom and individual liberty and responsibility and all that, I need to go out and be responsible. Not just talk, but walk and find new things that are amazing in this world that will give us new perspective. And I've been talking with Bright Insight off and on, Jimmy from Bright Insight, who's an amazing person who's been incredibly supportive of this whole thing. I really appreciate it. Just him commenting on my recent video brought in countless new subscribers. I really appreciate it. Um, but yeah, anyway, I'm going to be eating very carefully out there. Stick to vegetables and fruits and bottled water and that kind of stuff, because my stomach isn't made for that. People there are used to certain things. I'm not. I have the same issue in Mexico like most people. And then, there's certain precautions I'm taking. One thing I will say is that I've got a few surprises up my sleeve out there. Um, It'll be very difficult for people I don't want tracking me to track me, because I've got some things up my sleeve, even though I'm not wearing any sleeves right now. I've got some things up my sleeve that are going to be incredibly awesome and bring so much entertainment to the documentary I'm going to be doing out there on the reshot. Whatever I find, whatever I do. I have gotten hundreds of people asking to come along. Obviously, I can only go with so many people, and I don't want to add risk to anyone's life to too much, but I am going with multiple people. And I am bringing expertise to this, not just walking around with a magnifying glass looking at rocks. There's going to be really incredible study that's going on out there, scientific study that has never been done. So again, if I prove myself wrong, good, we got the truth. If I prove myself right, good, we got the truth. If I find something in between or it's inconclusive, one way or another, we're going to have way more information going out than we did going in. So that's really important. I appear to be frozen. Am I still frozen? It shows it as frozen on the screen. Anyone? Can you hear me? Okay. It says stream health. Am I back? I'm so confused. Some people are saying I'm back. Some people are saying I'm not. It's all good now? Okay, refresh everyone. Make sure to refresh. if you are having a problem. Okay, anyway. So, anyway, we're going to leave the place with more information than we went into it with. And that is the most important part. That is what we need to do. That is how we find the truth and be the change. So, anyway, before more problems happen on here with the stream, I'm going to sign out. Yeah, 2703 say blah, 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 says Josh is stuck in an electronic black hole. I agree. I constantly have problems. It never ends. Imagine what it's going to be like in Mauritania. Anyway, don't say that I, don't care, because I risk my life apparently and deal with constant craziness because of this. But you should see the people who throw things at me in the streets every now and then. That's always fun. Anyway, I'm going to go before any more problems. Thank you all. Make sure to press like on the video if you haven't already. We really appreciate it. You guys make it all possible to do this, and without you, I don't know what I'd do. I'd be completely screwed. So thank you so much for watching, helping, supporting. You guys are the change you wish to see, and it makes everything possible. Thank you. Until next time, this is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.